You build out a real system. Right now, you might have a real estate license, but you don't have a business built around it. You just have a license, which gives you the legal ability to sell to anybody that's looking to buy or sell. Okay, great. Now that you have the ability, and now that you hold that license, show me what your business is. So let's talk about the only client that a real estate agent really needs in this kind of market. I think you're going to find that rather than shopping around and trying to find anybody that's willing to move, if you go after a very specific type of group, it's going to help you to make a lot more money as a real estate agent. Today, we're going to talk about motivated prospects. Rather than wasting your time, spinning your wheels, spending all this time on distractions and procrastination and researching things and checking out ideas and maybe I want to try this and how much does it cost to start that? What if you just start working with motivated prospects? If you followed me for a while, and obviously following the channel here as tens of thousands of real estate agents do, you know how bad I look at cold calling, how much I hate cold calling, because all you're doing, door knocking, cold calling, anything like that, number one, you're begging for business. Even if you do get somebody that's interested, they don't look at you very favorably. But more importantly, you're wasting an awful lot of time with the no's, with the people that are not prospects for you. You're spending all of your time trying to find someone that wants to make a move. I want to tell you who's going to move and show you how to find them. So now you can stop wasting your time fishing. You can just start reeling them in. You don't have to go out and locate fish anymore. You can say, here they are, I'll get them on the hook and I'll reel them in. Anybody that's looking to make a move is usually going through a life change. You've heard me say before, if you're going through a life change, you're going to go through a real estate need change as well. But the key is, if we put you in front of them, do you have a long-term nurture sequence that will get them to know you, like you, trust you, inquire with you, want to get more information from you? Do you have information that's intriguing, that's exciting, that creates questions in their mind, that they look at you as the professional to try to get advice from? Let me give you some examples here. For sale by owners, you probably have your own feeling as to what you believe about FSBOs. Maybe you called one or you talked to one 3 years ago and you said, oh, they were mean to me. They are looking to sell their home now. If you go and you knock on 200 doors, there's a chance maybe you'll find someone that's thinking of making a move. You know what you won't find? Someone that's willing to take an offer today and move. More importantly, someone who's already shown their cards on them willing to sell, how much they want. You've seen pictures of the home. You know what it looks like inside. They would take an offer today and start packing their stuff. And you know what else we know about them? They've failed so far. They haven't been able to sell their home. As a matter of fact, one of the recent stats that I saw showed that 86% of for sale by owners end up listing with a real estate agent. 86% of them list 9 out of 10. More than 8 out of 10 are going to list with an agent. So why wouldn't you get with 10 FSBOs in the area? I know you're going to say there's not 10 FSBOs in your area. I can show you how to find them. Get with 10 FSBOs because that's 8 listings. And even if you only get half of them, that's going to be 4. You know what the problem is? You don't have a long-term nurture sequence. There's no way for you to plug anything in for the multiple media that you should be using. Emails, text messages, phone calls, direct mail, Facebook retargeting, YouTube videos that are going to be helpful, educational, beneficial for them. You don't have a long-term nurture in place. So the fact is, you're spending all your time looking for leads when in reality, once you get one on the hook, you're not going to get them converted anyway. Let's go outside of FSBOs. Let's look at expireds for a minute. Now, as the market started to turn, we're finally seeing a lot of expireds. You might be a little disheartened to see how many expireds there have been so far this year. What does your long-term nurture look like for them? I certainly hope you're not trying to get them to list their home with you. If they were still trying to sell their property, they would have already relisted it. The fact is, wherever they were looking to move was contingent on the sale of that current home. It didn't sell, that deal fell apart. So they took their home off the market. If you were to ask them right now, well, why'd you take your home off the market? Oh, the place we were going to move, we were building new build and we couldn't sell this thing in time, so we lost our contract. We're just going to stay here for a while. Why do you keep asking them to sell their home? They don't even have a place to go. You'd do better converting expireds if you started offering them next places. Get them to fall in love with another place before you try and get them to divorce their current property. Do you have a long-term nurture in place? Or would you rather go knocking on doors to find somebody that wants to move? We got them. We have to have a very good conversion approach that we're using. And more importantly, we need to have a long-term nurture so we can stay in touch, because not everybody's going to be ready now just because you called them at 6:33 on a Saturday afternoon. You think that's when they want to move? No, you need a long-term nurture in place to build trust, authority, credibility, show you are different than the other agents, you're better than the other agents. I've just given you two sources that are ready to move right now, and you have nothing to do with them anyway. They're going to get off the hook. So why do you want to go buy leads? Because if you don't have an operating system in place, you don't need the leads. You don't need these people, because you're going to be disheartened. You're going to say they were not motivated, they weren't serious, they told me they didn't want to move right now. All the other crap that we hear over and over and over. Let me ask you a question. Somebody's going through a divorce. What's the number one reason for divorce? It's money. Between the two of them, they can't pay their bills, which means he can't refinance to get her off the loan. She can't refinance to get him off the loan because they can't afford it between the two of them, let alone one of them be able to afford it. The court will require, as a decree of the divorce, they must sell that asset. Are you marketing to them? It's a public list. How about people that are getting married? Do you think there's many times they're going to be buying a property, or they're going to be moving in together if they don't already live together? Or maybe they're going to move up now that both of them are married. They'll be on the mortgage together, that type of thing. Here's a question for you. Is that a publicly published list? It's a court record. It's down at the courthouse. Absolutely, it's published. What does your long-term nurture sequence look like? What are you doing to build trust, authority, credibility, stay in touch with them, give them lots of information until the time comes that they are ready to go? Let's keep moving. People that have babies born. Is that public information? Births? Yeah. But if you start to look at births, what would be the opposite of that? Are there people that have deaths in the family, which means now they'll need to sell either their own home or grandma's home because grandma died or whatever? But are deaths publicly published? Yeah, absolutely they are. That too is filed downtown. Frankly, everything that has a small claims court is published. It's public information. So here's what we've got. Anybody that's married or divorced, anybody that's born or dies, all of those records are public information that you can get the address, you can get the names, you can get everything that you need. But what are you going to do with it? Call them? No, you have a long-term nurture in place. You have a sales letter, you have a postcard, you have a long-term email sequence that you can utilize, you have follow-up campaigns, you have testimonials, you build out a real system. Right now, you might have a real estate license, but you don't have a business built around it. You just have a license which gives you the legal ability to sell to anybody that's looking to buy or sell. Okay, great. Now that you have the ability, and now that you hold that license, show me what your business is. Show me the operating system that you're utilizing here. Show me exactly how you're doing this. Let's keep moving. Let's talk about attorneys. The number one multi-transaction client referral that you'll ever have is all of the attorneys in your area. Now, by the way, there's more attorneys in your city than there are realtors. Hold on, you don't believe it, you better go to Google. There's more attorneys than there are realtors, even in the United States. If you can create a relationship with them, we have a simple 2-part email sequence that we send to attorneys so we can create relationships with them. They'll either ask to go to lunch with you, they'll ask to meet you in their office, or they'll ask to do a Zoom meeting with you because they would like to refer business to you and they hope that you will refer business to them if you ever meet anybody that needs an attorney. We could do that with divorce attorneys. Wait a minute. What about probate attorneys? What are you doing with How many probate attorneys are referring listings to you every single month? Do you think they meet people that need to sell their home? What percentage of them need to sell their home? What percentage of people are going to keep their home after they die? It's very easy for you to build your business. You need an operating system to work around your license. You simply have a license. You don't have a practice. That's what the real issue is here. That's what the real issue is. And if you don't have a 9-part email sequence, a 3-part text sequence, if you don't have all of this going out in an automated way, there's no way you can run your business. What are you going to do? Run it on sticky notes? Oh, I have this CRM, but it sucks, and I don't know how to use it, and I hate technology, and I don't know how to use this, and you got all these excuses for all the reasons you can't make money. In reality, you're doing absolutely nothing. You could use a freaking trapper keeper. You remember trapper keepers? You could have one of those and make a whole bunch of money if you have a real system around what you're doing once you find those prospects.
Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.